You know, looking back on my own path, it's clear to me that spiritual awakening isn't some straight line. Nope, it's more like a spiraling dance, a bit like how our DNA coils and loops, endlessly complex. For some, the journey feels like hitting repeat on a few stages before moving on, while others might jump ahead, or even juggle multiple phases at once. Kind of like how no two DNA strands are exactly the same, our spiritual paths are totally personal, each one carved differently. But I do believe there's something universal, a common thread that runs through all our experiences. I'm here to share the 5 phases of spiritual awakening I've lived through, and maybe, just maybe, you'll recognize some of your own journey in them. Stage 1, drowning in the ego's grip. At first, I'd call it being drowned in unconsciousness, where we're swallowed whole by the ego's world. It's like you're wearing blinders, seeing everything through a foggy lens, reacting to life rather than living it. Our identities get tangled up with our thoughts and emotions, and we move through life like puppets on strings, completely unaware of the bigger picture. The challenges, the trauma, they're all just little waves crashing on the shore, and we're too busy trying to stay afloat to see the ocean for what it truly is. During this time, it's hard to see others clearly, heck, it's hard to see ourselves clearly. We relate to people based on the images and projections in our heads, not who they truly are. Everything feels like it's filtered through our own stories, our own internal dramas. It's like living in a world that's just one big mirror reflecting only your ego's needs and fears. You're in deep, deep water here, and you don't even realize it. This phase can feel like you're lost at sea, disconnected from the real you, trying to keep up with what others expect of you, all while drifting farther away from who you were meant to be. Stage 2, the death of the ego. Then comes the ego death. You know, that moment when you feel like the world is falling apart, the rug's pulled out from under you, and you're left wondering, who am I, really? It's a radical shift, a harsh wake-up call, really. All those labels you've held on to, the beliefs and identities that used to define you. They start to crumble, one by one. The me you thought you were starts to dissolve, and what you're left with is this strange, empty space. This phase is like a storm tearing through the calm waters of your mind. You're stripped bare, raw, and vulnerable. But, in that mess of chaos, there's this surprising gift, freedom. It's in this void that you can finally see who you truly are, and it's not the you that lived inside all those old stories. You start to notice the observer, that still, quiet part of you that watches everything unfold from a place of peace. It's like stepping back and seeing the forest for the trees. Ego death isn't pretty. It's uncomfortable. It feels like your entire identity is in pieces. But, boy, does it open up new possibilities. You begin shedding layers, letting go of masks you once wore to fit in or protect yourself. That feeling of emptiness. It's not a loss. It's the space for something bigger to come in, your true self. It's like a caterpillar getting ready to emerge from its cocoon, even though the process is messy and hard to understand at first. Stage 3, the Great Search. Alright, so now we're diving into the search, and oh boy, it's like opening up a treasure chest you didn't even know was there. This is when we start hunting for answers, digging deep into the meaning of it all. What's the point of life? Who are we really? It's like you wake up one day and realize there's this whole universe of wisdom out there that you've barely scratched the surface of. You start grabbing spiritual books like they're candy, diving into meditation, maybe even attending workshops or hanging out with spiritual guides, just soaking it all up. It's like you're parched and someone hands you a fire hose of truth. You just can't drink fast enough. It's almost like you're waking up from a deep sleep, feeling lighter, more connected to everything around you. Your mind starts buzzing with new ideas, and the more you learn, the more you realize that you're not just looking for answers, you're looking for yourself. Everything starts to shift, and you realize the real journey here is you. The beliefs you once clung to start crumbling like old wallpaper, and you're left standing there, wide-eyed, ready to let new ideas flood in. Change is no longer just a possibility, it's the new air you breathe, and you're ready to inhale all of it. You start peeling back the layers, questioning everything you thought you knew. What if there's more? It's a mind-bending, heart-expanding experience, one that makes you feel like you're walking into a new world every day. This stage is full of curiosity, exploration, and that itch to discover everything there is about who you really are. Stage 4, the authentic you. And then, bam. The mask comes off. This stage. It's like peeling off the skin of someone you used to be. You start seeing yourself, really seeing yourself, for the first time in forever. You can't keep pretending anymore. You can't keep wearing that same old mask that's been suffocating you, trying to be who others want you to be. It's a little scary, right? But it's also exhilarating. This is the moment when the real you finally steps into the light. The truth just can't be ignored anymore. You might start making some bold moves, leaving jobs that drain you, cutting ties with relationships that no longer serve you, and seeking out things that actually feed your soul. It's not an easy road, though. There's a lot of discomfort, maybe even loneliness, as you break free from the roles you've been playing. People might not get it. Heck, you might not even get it at first. But you start living more authentically, and the peace that follows is something you never even knew you were missing. It's like you've been holding your breath for years, and finally, you can exhale. There's freedom in this stage, real freedom. You stop looking for approval from others. You stop comparing yourself to everyone around you. It's like you finally look in the mirror and think, wow, this is who I am. And guess what? It feels damn good. You're guided now by something much deeper than external validation, your intuition. You're living life on your terms, and it's like the entire universe is cheering you on as you step into your most authentic self. Stage 5, living in full alignment. And then, bam, here we are. The realization stage. It's like stepping onto a stage, and for the first time, everything clicks into place. We're no longer just stumbling around trying to figure out who we are or what we're supposed to be. It's like we've finally tuned our frequency to the universe's channel, and everything's in perfect harmony. We're connected. Deeply, totally connected. To ourselves, sure, but also to the world around us, the trees swaying in the breeze, the sun kissing our skin, and even the air we breathe. It's like the whole universe is winking at us, whispering, "You got it." This is when we start to really feel what it means to be in sync with the flow of life. Compassion isn't just a word we use anymore, it's a way of being. We see ourselves in others, and suddenly, everyone feels like a part of the same story. We get that we're all pieces of the same puzzle, and each piece is just as important as the next. There's no more judgment or feeling separate from the whole. We've shed all that nonsense, and now, we just get it. Life feels like a soft, steady hum, there's peace deep in our bones. It's like we're finally home, and we've been wandering for so long to get here. The world outside might still be chaos, but inside we're calm. We live with gratitude, like every day is a gift wrapped in love. And that gratitude spills over into everything we do. We don't just float through life anymore. No, we're now agents of change, little sparks igniting positive energy wherever we go. The universe is like our best friend, guiding us, always leading us forward. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, though. We still face challenges, but now we face them like we're standing in the eye of the storm, untouched. We've got that deep trust that whatever comes, we've got this. We know we're aligned with something bigger than ourselves, and that makes us feel unstoppable. This is the stage where we stop chasing things and start living them, where we act in alignment with our purpose, giving back to the world in ways that feel effortless. Everything falls into place like a puzzle, and we see our part in this massive, beautiful tapestry. So, yeah, Spiritual awakening isn't a straight line, it's a twisty, turning, beautiful spiral. And each twist, each turn, brings us closer to the truest version of ourselves. So, as we move through each stage, let's hold on to gratitude and trust that we're exactly where we need to be. Keep shining your light. It's why you're here, after all. Until next time, keep being you.